I know I keep trolling and that, bro, but I don't like Slot's tactics, bro. And of course, he's probably a cold manager. He knows way more than me, bro.
Because obviously there's going to be people in the chat going, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't like his tactics? If you could just give us a little breakdown, maybe like a pinpoint something where you go, that's the reason why I don't like it. Because then it leaves it open for people to go, it's just complaining when you're not just making a point about something you see.
He's been too risky for no reason, bro. In certain parts of the game, like he's being way too risky. It goes from being like boring pedestrian football where there's no movement and it's just side to side, and then when he panics, it goes full-fledged, everybody up the top of the pitch and leave Kanate and Virgil to hang out to dry, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and then obviously he's trying to do this thing with Frimpong and Kirkers and that with the inverted thing. Invert Kirkers and then let Frimpong overlap, bro. There's no balance. Salah doesn't have to do anything defensive, which is fine. You've told him that, but if you've got a striker now, then why are you still building around Salah on the right hand side? We're unbalanced, bro, and we're gonna get caught out. And the thing is, we were already getting caught out before, so it's the same issue what was there before. It's just that before it was Trent in that gap and he was going forward, and then we played Bradley, and I saw it with Bradley, and these are all good players, bro. I'm watching Bradley. The first, I think he's obviously injured now, but when he played in pre-season, the first thing I seen him do, kick off, invert, is in the midfield. Like, didn't even touch that.
I think the problem we've got now, right, more so than anything, I think to that point is people obviously criticize Trent and rightfully so at certain times, but people I think fail to neglect the amount of control that Trent gave Liverpool, that enabled the Sober side to run in behind, that enabled a person to go and do this because. When Trent inverted, you couldn't give Trent space. Yeah. So it meant you had to press up onto that midfielder. Yeah. As soon as he laid it off, McAllister's in space, Grab's in space to go and transition, Sobo's in space. Now, not only are you inverting Kirkes, who isn't Trent on the ball, and Bradley isn't Trent on the ball, right? You've now got a number 10 that isn't going to have the work rate of a Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
He's just not built like that. He's just not Szoboszlai, isn't it? So he's going to offer you different bits of creativity further up the field. But we haven't bought him to be some defensive juggernaut or some work rate runner juggernaut, right? So now it means that the balance isn't there, so the control isn't there. So you're technically operating with one less man in midfield, because when Trent came in, for all the criticism he had, and when you went and said, he's not a midfielder, he's a player as a right back, guess what? You could do a very, very good job as a right back inverting though. He might not be a midfielder, but a right back inverting it, he's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why that thingy, I know I spoke about it before, but that's why the interview character after the game was good, because I'm like, just be honest, isn't it? Like, you're not dissing, like, you're asking him, like, yo, Gaffer, last season, the thing we praised you about is you seem to have a lot more control than Liverpool had previously, and that. But we're watching this, and they showed it him on the screen, and that, and he was just on some like, but at the end of the day, like, we could be up there sitting back, and I prefer us to be like this. And on the screenshot, bro, everyone was at the top of the pitch, bro.
Apart from two man. And he tried to say, no, our rest. And before he saw the screenshot, he was like, no, our rest defense was good. Like, we had, and he was like, and then they saw the screenshot, it was only two man at the back, and it was like, whoa, like, why is Robbo in the box? Like, Semenyo's on the edge. Like, you're gone.
The thing is, do you think, like, I don't know, we're being a bit harsh. It's early on, we've brought in new players that he has to find a way how to integrate them into, I guess, a new way of playing, because they're different profiles now. So you've got Frimpong, who likes to overlap, and you've got Kirkes, who does like to overlap as well. I think what he wants to try and do is get Frimpong and Kirkes to overlap here, but Gakpo's been with his positioning, Gakpo's been a little bit inconsistent. In fact, no, if I actually deep it, all Gakpo does really is cut inside. So that gives space for Kirkes on the outside. And Salah, if you've noticed, Frimpong's been doing a lot of overlapping. So
Salah's that's my point. Frimpong's been doing it, and Kirkes hasn't. Kirkes is inverting, and Frimpong's overlapping.
What the issue is, when we start off our build-up, you've probably seen it. Frimpong flies up the pitch, and then Kirkes is actually one of the centre-backs. He becomes the left-sided centre-back. You got Virgil Konate. What I think needs to happen, and which I think he may do, when Grav comes back in, which will be against Newcastle most likely, that build-up will change. So Grav will become part of the back three in build-up, because Grav is the only one that can get the ball under pressure and make sure that we don't lose the ball. And that can then allow the fullbacks to bomb up. So you still got three at the back. I just feel like we can't do that unless we've got Grav. And that's why Grav is so important. Doesn't fix everything.
Your point, bro. Grav's so important. But what also this has done, for the people that don't like Szoboszlai,
Yeah.
He has to play. Because of these tactics, he always has to play now.
Agreed. Yeah. Right now he does, yeah.
Because obviously, man are blaming him. Yeah, he slipped. Salah passing the ball a bit away with ball. He slipped and then ran up the pitch. If he didn't slip, he's the one who would have got back to stop Semenyo. He would have been the only one who actually tried to get back. But he was on the floor, innit? He had to get up off the floor and then run back, bro. So I'm like, so everything's pinned on this guy. All that stuff that everyone was moaning about before. So Hendo had to do this for Trent. Sabazla has to do this for Trent. And now Sabazla's doing it for the whole team. Is everywhere? and Matt's right, like they are new players and stuff like that. But in pre-season, I didn't even see it a little bit where it's like I see patterns at the top of the pitch. I was happy with it. I see EKITIKE and link ups in Salon. I'm like, okay, that's beautiful. I'm never gonna have a problem with our attack. But I'm like, bro, I can't even see the different patterns change. If man are telling me that Kirkers didn't look like the most confused child you've ever seen, bro, he looked so confused, bro.
Yeah,
because he's just on some. I know how to be a left back. But you're not asking me to do regular left back stuff. You want me to be all inverted and end up in the 10 like Robbo did last season? When everyone was blaming Robbo, what's he doing in that position? It's because the gaffer told him to be there. Because Bradley does it as well. And then obviously Robbo's not as fast to get back anymore, bro. But Kirkers' legs are going to fall off in this team, bro. Like they need to find something. We don't need to force it. But Liverpool were better than most of the teams in all of the teams.
I think what can happen, in my opinion, is that we kind of over or underestimate some of the so-called lower teams. So you see, like against like Bournemouth, Palace, or whoever that is, yeah, we just say, all right, we're going to commit all these players. We know we're going to keep hold of the ball. We're going to punish you.
Yeah.
But what we're not doing though is not thinking about, okay, what happens if we lose the ball? And that's why I think maybe there is a little bit of arrogance.
That what you said is the perfect spot because that's the only difference I see with us and Arsenal when it comes to defending. That what you're talking about, the overcommitment when you've got all of the ball. Arsenal still have somebody there. They have Saliba and Gabriel, and there's always another person there.
That's correct.
Konate. We're always carrying. That's why, man, when man are dissing Konate constantly, I'm like, you know how much running this you has to do, bro? Because because you know Virgil never has to do that running. Man, don't go on that side of the pitch half of the time.
No, exactly. And not only that, Virgil's just pointing to someone to go get someone to run for him. Love Virgil, but you know Virgil does the shredded thing where he sends out the foot soldiers.
but do what it is with Konate though, yeah. If Slot views Konate as that's just your job, innit? That's what you offer, and that's your role. It's not going to change because the only reason Konate is in the team is to do that. That's the only reason.
And that's why Konate's contract's running down.
But that's why it's over. But you don't, Jay, you're right, yeah. But it's over reliant. Do you know what it is? I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to have to say it. He's going to look at Konate and look at the profile of defenders and thought he's strong, he's quick. All right, cool. Anything he's done one of them, innit?
100%. 100%.
No, we know what you're saying, bro. Like Sunday League managers.
Remember, he started the season. And was like, remember, he started the season, and was like, yeah, Konza, you're on the ball, you're better than him, and you had a good end to the season with Klopp and stuff. Yeah. It didn't work out in that first whatever, and he was like, that first half or whatever, he was like, Konate, what I want you to do, just run out and just be you. Just do whatever you need to do. Yeah, and it worked, didn't it? But I don't think that's the end goal for Slot. I think the fact we were linked to Lenny Euro and Dean Huijsen and Gahey, they've all got something in common. They're just a bit more composed on the ball. They're a bit more they're just naturally. So it seems that Slot, that's not the ideal centre-back for Slot, even though Slot sees a benefit for him. So he's looking at him and thinking, you know what? Yeah, that's you. That's what you're going to offer us.
He's using him like there's Walker blood.
Yeah, but here's the killer though. Let's say that say we bring in Guehi. There's Walker, legend. You know?
There just as a number, bro. Just run it back.
Hear what I'm saying though. Let's say you bring in Guehi. Nothing changes with Guehi in Liverpool. Why? I think people need to understand. This is why Sav, you're on the money on this. Yeah. If you put Guehi in the team and take out Konate, the tactics aren't going to change. So yes, we might be better on the ball because I think Guehi on the ball is better than Konate. But when Kirkers don't know what he's supposed to do and Frimpong is caught halfway up the pitch and we're getting countered, I'm telling you from now, Guehi's going to be just as much in trouble as Konate would have been. That doesn't change nothing. That's just
100%. That's why it goes back to what Sav's saying about Slot's tactics.
That's why he has to make an adjustment.
But maybe he can't. Maybe he doesn't want to make the adjustment because Konate's there. He's like, that's
Nah,
all we value.
if he does that, then
I'm
we're
not saying it's
finished.
wrong. Maybe he values it.
right.
That's how he values him, innit? Like, he's like,
Yeah.
"Bruv, that's what you do, innit? That's what you do.
But then he
Like,
shot
that's
himself
why
in
you're
the
in the
foot, hasn't
team.
he? He shot himself
You're
in
in
the
the
foot.
team.
Fact.
You're in